And for today, what I'm going to do is, I think I called them 5-minute snippets of wisdom or something like that. And I want to talk about, there's a post that I just posted, and I put it here in quotes. It says, being forced or coerced to eat food past the point of fullness is one of the earliest consent violations children can experience. And I have to tell you, I've got real issues with food. I got issues with food. Okay, so here are my issues. And this kind of is about this, but not. And let me just kind of tell you a little bit of the story around this. When I'm in classrooms with young children and teachers, so a lot of our 0 to 5 population eat in the classroom with children, which is ideal. I mean, I don't like the transition to the cafeteria. I think that there are lots of reasons why I have a challenge with that. That's challenging for me. I think having small, intimate conversations with a group of about 4 kids at a table is kind of the max that they can really handle. I hate those big 6 to 8 foot tables where we're putting all children around the table. I especially don't like when we force all the children to wait until everyone is done, and then we take our food over to the garbage can and we come back and we brush our teeth as a group. To me, that's insane. Whole nother topic. Let me tell you what I observe when I'm in a classroom. For whatever reason, we are attached to the perspective that children should eat, should try stuff on their plate, eat everything on their plate, have more of something before they can get more fruit, for example. And I will tell you that there are lots of issues I have about that in general. But the one thing I want to talk about is how we talk to children about food. And so let me tell you what it sounds like to me when I'm observing teachers. This is what it sounds like. And I'm going to say it the way I hear it. Mijo, try just a little bit of that. You might like it. If you just take a little bite and you taste it, you might actually like it. If you look at, we have 3 kids over here. We have Maria and Anthony. They're eating it. You might like it too, like they like it. Okay, we do that. Or we go, food's going to make you stronger. Okay, so eat all of your food because it's going to make you healthy and strong. And I have to tell you that half the time, the food that we're actually serving children isn't healthy. So in a classroom where I actually observed this, there were chicken nuggets and French fries, neither of which are healthy foods. I mean, they're not good for them and they're not going to make them stronger. So it's like we have these messages, right, about food. But let me go back to the thing that I was saying. How about you try a little bit? You might like it. She likes it. I want to shift from food for a moment, and I want you to think about what peer pressure for using or trying, let's say, marijuana, weed, pot. Try it. You might like it. She's doing it. Try a little bit of it. If you close your eyes and you just listen to the conversation around trying to encourage children to try something, it sounds very much like trying to, when a child is approached by their peers to try alcohol, drugs, it sounds almost identical. And so I think that we have to become aware of that. And so one of the things that I do instead of that, because of course we want children to try other foods. Of course we want them to try something that maybe they've never tried before. Yeah, we do. But there's a way to do that it doesn't sound like we're trying to push them. Because I have to tell you, when we recognize how the brain develops, those early experiences, how is it different than weed? How is it different? Now, we do want children, obviously, right, to be able to make those choices. Yeah, that's not healthy for me. And I already know that because, I have people who have supported my entire life and have told me, help me understand self-regulation and blah, 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 blah. And so we hope that happens, but that's not always the case. Okay. So what we do is we neutralize the experience of eating. Why are we so obsessed with pushing children, pushing them? That one of the things that I think is a mistake we make is that we don't trust children when they say, I'm all done. We don't trust children to make a decision about food. So if a child says, I'm not hungry, then trust that they're not hungry. And if they are hungry and they choose not to eat because they want to play, well, there's a natural consequence to that. So the child gets hungry shortly after lunch is over, and we go, oh yeah, we already had lunch. Yeah, pretty soon we're going to have snacks. So snacks going to happen in a little while after we have circle time, or after we come back from outside. There will be a snack if you're hungry. You know, that's the next time we eat. And then the next day I go, oh, remember, you weren't hungry. And so now yesterday, and now is the time to have lunch. Do you remember? So you can have lunch now, and then we have snack a little bit later. So then that becomes a natural consequence. If I don't eat now, or I don't eat enough, I'm going to get hungry. But there are enough meal times through the course of a day at school, at least for full day programs, and even for some half day programs. They have a breakfast and then a lunch, that there's an opportunity for children to be able to eat if they're hungry later. That's part of just them understanding the whole experience of our schedule, right? Of how the day goes. I also say to children, and we just have conversations, and I will tell you, I tell the story all the time in my sessions about stop talking about the damn peas. And I mean that, stop talking about the peas. I don't know why we got to this place, and this is what it sounds like. Oh, Maria, you like peas. What color are the peas? How many peas are there? How many peas are you going to eat? It's like we obsess over this it becomes a teacher-directed experience. And I think about, like, if we had a mealtime experience at my house, and you came over for dinner and I made chicken for you, and let's say peas, and I said, well, why aren't you eating your chicken? Don't you like my chicken? Do you not eat chicken? Why aren't you eating your peas? What color are your peas? Really think about how insane that is, right? Yet we consistently do that with children. What I want children to experience while they're in the classroom, while we're doing family style, while we're sitting together, whether you're passing food or not, is to have an enjoyable conversation like we do when we're out with friends and family at a restaurant. We're just talking with one another about the things we saw. And if you happen to like something, you say to them, wow, I really like this burrito. It's a good burrito. That tastes really good. And another kid will say, oh, I like it too. And you go, oh my goodness, look, we both like burritos that we have for lunch here today. Have a very normal, natural conversation about it, engaging with one another socially. It's an opportunity to also connect with things that we've done earlier through the day. It's an opportunity to reflect on things from yesterday and what we're going to do later today, just to have a normal, natural conversation, get off the food thing. Now, I will say, because, you know, when we think out loud, we help develop that self-talk. And so I might say, you know what? I'm going to try these peaches. I'm going to try the peaches. And I'm not a real big fan of peaches, but I'm going to try it because maybe I might like it. And so I'll take a little bit of peach, and then I'll kind of go, oh, you know what? The texture is interesting. I will tell you, especially with 3 to 5-year-olds, they're going to tell you, I like peaches. I don't like peaches. Well, why don't you like peaches? Let's have a normal, natural conversation about it. But we need to stop pushing. We need to stop going, try your peaches, try your peaches. Why don't you like your peaches? And again, just for a moment, think about this when you're in the classroom with children. If somebody kind of pushes like that, it, you know, encourages children, close your eyes and replace peaches with alcohol. Okay, so just replace it as though a peer is saying to them, you know, just try it. Just try the beer. It's good. We all drink it. What's wrong with you? Okay, so just think about that as you're with children as to how that sounds. And second part to this, I've already said it, but I'm kind of recapping here, is neutralize the conversation. Just simply notice, talk about your experiences, and make mealtime pleasant. Make mealtime the way that we would want, the way you experience mealtime with people that you enjoy being with. Sometimes I say family, but some of us don't enjoy being with our family. So don't do that. Or sometimes it's a little chaotic and crazy, so don't do that. But imagine going someplace and having a lovely time together and just talking about life and talking about things that you've learned and the things that you saw and the things that you're looking forward to. But have conversations that are real. And I will tell you the other thing, and I could go on for days, right, about this. The other thing is that we want language to happen, but we want it to be authentic. Don't force it and don't fake it. have authentic opportunities for connection to occur. And think about your mealtime experiences, especially in our 0 to 5 classrooms, because kindergarten and up are a little unique because they are in a cafeteria. Now, you can still do it in a cafeteria, but the structure is sometimes a little bit different. Think about the rituals around mealtime. Do we really do these rituals in the real world? And so those are the things that I think that if we are looking at our classrooms as microcosms of our communities, of our society, we are helping children learn how to be in the world by how we are with one another in the classroom. And so I think about those rituals and routines, how we are sitting, how we are engaging, how we are responding, how we are even talking about the food. We want to do it in ways that really help them know how to do that somewhere else. One of the things that when I first started in the field, not about food, we had gone to see, I personally had never been to the theater before because I came from poverty. And where I come from, you know, the theater was money that we couldn't spend to have that experience. So the first time I ever went to the theater was when I was working in an early childhood program. And I remember the administrator saying to me that one of the things that we help children learn to do is we teach them how to be in that kind of setting. And so we talk about, when do we clap? And when do we talk? And why do people clap when they see a performance? Like, we actually talk about those experiences so that children learn how to do that when they go out into the world. That was monumental for me. That was like, you don't just make an assumption that they're going to know what to do. We actually have conversations around that. I used to take my kids on the city bus, and I took my kids on the city bus. You know, I had very challenging kiddos, and I wanted them to have the experience of how to function in the world. You know, there are some things that are a little, you know, I'm not sure what to do here. What do we do? What do we do? How do we do it? How do we respond? You know, it's like, that's how I see mealtime. So I want you to just be a little conscious, just think about, how are we engaging with children? Record yourself, record your engagement, your dialogue with children, and then replace it again with, do you sound like somebody who's trying to push something on children? And are you natural, and are you authentic, and are you being, even yourself, being reflective of your day and how things are going? You know, you're not going to sit and tell your problems to children, of course, but you want to be self-reflective and go, oh, you know, I wonder what we might do tomorrow about that, and be authentic with that. So anyhow, something to think about. Hope everyone is doing well. Don't forget, we are still here for you all. If you ever have any questions, send us an email or put something here on Facebook, and I will get back with you as soon as I can. Good night.